what's up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended. I'm Kim. This is Tyler, and it is Wednesday, Hump Day. Wow, chicka, wow, wow. Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know, because I can. I forgot what day of the week it was.
I know, I just had to remind myself as well, so you're not the only one. So hope everybody's had a fantastic day so far, and a fantastic week thus far. If you're in the peg, it's rainy all day today, so that's been super fun.
I know who hasn't had a good day.
I also know somebody who's gotten a little forked in the ass. Yeah, well, I was trying to edit myself.
Oh my god. This is how we're starting it. So, if anyone doesn't know, Amber Heard took the stand again today. We're going to talk about that and how in a 7-year-old deposition cratered her whole testimony, everything. So, with the whole narrative of, oh, this is all Johnny Depp's thing, and you know what? To be fair, I don't give a fuck about celebrities. Like I could not possibly care less. I think it's more the, like, people are so interested in this because it's a culmination, and I ended up saying this I was watching Raketa's stream today, and it's a culmination of the Me Too, and it just seems like the natural conclusion of it. It's the whole culmination of a woman makes accusation and has to substantiate it by making a bigger and crazier story in order for it to become, oh my god, les gasp. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Actually, not a little bit. That's pretty much what this is going to be about, because I think this has bigger implications in terms of, at the height of the Me Too thing, and the people that were inadvertently taken down by it, which I don't, I guess, I guess when a tidal wave comes, it doesn't select whoever, it's just whoever gets hit. So we'll talk about that. I don't really have anything else planned. I was watching today, and what a shit show that was. But before we get into that, and possibly other such travesties, that is Amber Heard's career. Of course, we're here Monday to Friday. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Rumble. So, if you're on Rumble, hit the Rumble button. On Spotify, leave a review. Share this with your friends. On all those. We're on Twitter. I hate Facebook. So, that's
But
just
we are on it.
how it do.
Mhm.
We are on it. Yeah. No. Yeah. Let's get. Should we start with the pièce de résistance,
I don't know
or kind of work up to that?
what's the piece de résistance.
When she tried to make it hidden, how she didn't want anyone to know about her and Johnny Depp getting divorced, and then in her deposition from 2015, I think it was.
Would have been no
Um,
2016 is when they got divorced.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck. That's how much I care. But in her deposition, because there was a big concern, like, how did TMZ know about this?
Right?
How did they know about this when you were trying to keep it public, or trying to keep it private, out of the public? And, several similar accusations of, well, TMZ was copywriting people that were showing this clip of her exiting the courthouse, just getting this temporary restraining order, also known as a TRO. Well, how would TMZ know? And in her deposition, she goes, well, I was trying to get in contact with Johnny Depp, Johnny, and she was trying to use a mutual friend so that he didn't find out, and she let slip. She said, I didn't want him to find out from TMZ, and she goes,
Yeah, I know, that was so funny. I laughed so hard. I'm like, oh, bitch, you just got busted. And I like that because even like Camille's like, yeah, you let it slip there, didn't you? Oh,
Yeah. Whoop.
she's feisty. I gotta say, I like her. Out of all the lawyers that I've been hearing talking and stuff like that, so far, I really like this Camille girl. She is on it.
Well, the guy, I think the guy that's sitting next to him is like the lead attorney, and she's kind of doing the questioning. And you know, there were some things in it, and I think Nick had brought it up, or someone in the stream had brought up, like, why not hammer? Well, I'm a victim of this. You know, my psychologist. Oh, well, what they said was wrong. Oh, so you're a victim of that. Oh, tabloid after tabloid after tabloid after tabloid after tabloid after tabloid was saying that, you know, that that they were getting a divorce, and Amber Heard, this type of person that she is. And it seemed like everyone, like, hey, maybe if you have a disagreement with someone, the idea that, hey, I think they got some information wrong. But if everyone is wrong, like, there's only one common denominator.
Yeah,
Maybe it's me.
100%. I mean, it was it was kind of comical.
Fucked by a fat man in an overcoat.
Oh my god, I literally hit record at like the perfect time there. Yes, 100%. That is exactly what happened. No, I find it funny that when she's on the stand, she when they were talking to her about I guess tabloids, when they were reading out different tabloid things and stuff like that. Oh, it was a smear campaign, from Johnny and stuff like that. And when they were talking about like her ex-wife, and it's like,
Yes.
that was from 2009. You weren't even with Johnny at the time. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like right away denying it all. She's like, no, I didn't. There was no abuse towards my ex-wife and da 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 da. And I'm like, are you freaking serious right now? She got caught.
There's a police report.
I know. But yet, no. That was just a smear campaign put on by Johnny. I love how she just says that too. And like, she looks over at yeah. It was another smear campaign. But the fact that
Like, he didn't even know who you were.
I know. And like the funny thing is that like she kept interrupting her, or not necessarily interrupting her, but she kept deviating and trying to like spew more words in there to make Johnny look bad. Like, she'd ask her a simple question and she'd right away, no, blah 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 blah. Well, yes, but blah 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 blah. And then she'd have to be like, can we strike everything past the yes? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
And that's the idea with someone that is a compulsive liar, is like, especially, and you know what, I will say, this is why I say this is a culmination of the Me Too, of all this type of stuff, that someone that I'm sure if you have been in a controlling, abusive relationship, you know what kind of person this is. They need to control things.
yeah.
And she can't fucking help it. She has to, well, not really, and then go off on a tangent. Like, it's just a simple yes or no. But
Yeah.
at the times that she, because she couldn't shut the fuck up, and she had to keep interjecting. So, you know what? When you do that, you allow the cross examination, like what Camille was doing. You allow them to start, okay, you've opened this door. You start bringing this stuff in. Now I can start talking about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they can't. If she said nothing, just, yes, that is correct. No, that is incorrect, it would have limited so much of what was happening.
yeah,
But
she
she
was-
felt it necessary to keep going.
Oh yeah, she was
She just
digging her
couldn't
own
help
grave.
herself.
Oh, I know. Because that's how
No
she is though.
shit.
She's one of those. Is it cold? You're a little nipply there. Wow.
No.
That's really hot. Anyway, but it is hump day. Anyway.
Ew.
But that's the thing with like super controlling people and stuff like that. Like, she has control issues. She has to be in charge. She's domineering. She is, you know what I mean? And that's the thing. She has to dominate. And, so someone's saying something and right away, well, no, if I say no or whatever, like I have to explain. I have to make him look bad. I have to start pushing in stuff. And like Camille actually had to tell the judge, can you please like remind the whatever plaintiff or whatever, who the defendant, whoever the fuck she is.
He's the defendant. He's
Yeah.
the defendant in this.
Yeah. Can you please remind her not to talk until after, like if someone's objecting, like just shut up, essentially. And the amount of
Oh, man.
objections, oh my God, it was just like objection, leading, objection, this, object. And it's so funny because you could see her at one
hold on.
point. What?
Well, because the Ingrid in Amber Heard's attorney kept trying to object and then overruled, which means, okay, you can continue with your line of questioning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, or she'd have papers or, exhibit 115 or whatever. And, I'd like to admit this into evidence. And her attorney would go, I don't have that. I can't find that. I don't know if that can be some, it's like, shut the fuck. You are given all this. Like, one thing that I've really picked up on is you are given the information. Like it's not like here's your surprise star witness and lay gasp. It's not like the movies where we have this hidden piece of evidence and that will that'll incriminate them. No,
Yeah.
like you have to disseminate that information. You can't withhold it. Oh, but Camille, after like when she had said about the TMZ thing, damn, she was fucked. She was done. You could see like in Amber's her demeanor changed. You could see her voice was shaking, like she knew, fuck.
Well, and
I'm done.
I can't remember what question she asked her, but she asked her a specific question and she said no. And then she's like, okay, let's bring up blah, blah, blah. Right. Cause it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay. You're going to say no. It's okay. I got your proof here. And it's even with the
She
sequence.
did that quite a few times.
Yeah. Even with the sequence, when they were talking about the sequence of things, she's like, well, I never said anything about sequence and da, 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 da. We'll get to the sequence.
Yeah.
Like,
No, that's one thing. Like if you are asking people, like if you especially when you're trying to catch them in something, you only ask questions you already know the answer to. So if they start elaborating, start concocting the story, you can go, well, okay, you said that's not true. Well, I have proof saying that the polar opposite, which, with the TMZ thing, and then with her ex-wife or whatever, where she beat the fuck out of her in an airport, saying, no, that's not true.
yeah, there were witnesses.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So everyone had made it, and I think she tried to get the police report admitted, or if it got cut off. But the point was already made. Okay, well now we've established a history of abuse, and all the videos, everything coming out says that.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that. Oh, Johnny Depp was beating the shit out of her. It looked the other way around.
Yep.
And there was at one point, like she had said, like, oh, the door had hit the top of her foot, and she, in response, kicked it open. And I think in the recording, Johnny Depp had said, so that's why you punched me in the face? And she goes, yes, that was a response to you having the door drag over my foot.
Yeah, because she kept knocking at the door, knock, knock, knock. Every time he'd like go away someplace, she'd keep following him. So she's like banging on the door. There was 5 different bathrooms, 2 different bedrooms that she followed him to, knocking on the doors. And then finally he opens up the door, and the top of the door grazed along the top of her foot, which was completely accidental. And he even said it in the recording. He's like, that was an accident. And then her response was she kicked the door, it hit him in the head, and then she punched him in the face. And he's like, okay, so that's why you did that, because I accidentally hit your foot? Like, really? That's your response? That's not a normal response. And if that is for somebody like who I would be fearful of because they beat the shit out of me all the time, that would not be my first response.
Right?
Like
no, sorry, what?
No, I was just going to say, like, if say after, let's just say it runs over my foot, it hurts. I push the door because it's like, ow, oh my God. And you hit the door and it were to hit him, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I'd be so scared right there. Like, oh shit, I'm going to get fucking beat out or the shit beat out of me right there.
Yeah, none of her testimony is conducive to someone that is being abused.
No.
And anyone, like I said, I would love to see justice because, like I was saying from the outset, a lot of us have been in a relationship like that one way or another. Whether you either came out, you were either the abuser or the abused, and you hopefully your life changed and it improved, and you understood that this environment that I'm in is unhealthy. And you're hearing a lot of the recordings is him saying, "Hey, I just let me leave, let me go away." And she even said in that bathroom thing, she said, "I barricaded him in."
Right? Yeah. He pushed the door open or he
That's
was pushing past me or something like that because I barricaded him in. And it's funny because everyone kind of went quiet at that moment. It's like, and the funny thing at that moment, I was like, you just fucked yourself, bitch. Like, you're making it seem like
huh,
he's doing this, he's doing that. You just admitted to barricading him in, not allowing him to leave.
yeah, yeah, and it seems like a lot of like only she was there, only she's able to tell the story. Like his bodyguard, he's on Johnny's payroll, so of course, he's going to say whatever. His pharmacist, the doctor that even she was a part of, the hotel staff. Like, how many people need to say, "Hey, we didn't see anything from you,"
Well,
and any of the photos? That was one thing too. Her photo of her face, where
uh,
she said her cheeks were super red. That was a doctored photo, and even Camille had said, "Oh, so this was photoshopped." And then next question.
well, yeah. And she claimed that that one picture of Johnny where he had actual like black eye and stuff like that, and his face was all bruised up. She's like, no, that's not the original photo. That was photoshopped. Uh, okay. Sure it was. And the funny thing is his bruise looked more like an actual bruise than your painted on whatever. Like it did
Yeah,
not. Like, you know what I mean?
and so I like and like I said, this is at the height of the Me Too thing, where like Louis C.K. got caught up in that. Like, okay, is it weird to go and beat off, in front of your like workmates? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
A
kind
little
of
weird.
weird. But if I ask you, "Hey, do you have a problem if I beat off in front of you?" You go, "Yeah, sure." Or hey, if like it's
I mean,
like to
that's what
us,
gets you
okay, it's
off.
weird.
Sure. Do I have to watch? Can I look away? Like, like
It
okay.
was just, "Hey, are you okay if I do this?" But the thing is, he didn't do it to someone that he asked for permission.
Who are you
Went
thinking
to an
of while you're
adult,
doing
so
are you thinking of me while you're doing that? Should
probably
I
just likes watching having a chick watch him beat off. Like, but he got canceled for that, and now he's finally back doing stand up again. No, and there are tons of people at the height of it. Hey, you know what? And I'll say, great. Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, yeah. There were a lot of people that protected these people, and how she was saying, well, it was the greater idea of it. Well, even though if you look at the UK stuff, even though the information was factual, it was true. They said, "Oh well, that doesn't play a part in this judgment." So if you make false statements that can be verified that they are false, or that's okay. And I'm sure you weren't really paying attention to any of that stuff, but but that's why I say everyone can see. I think everyone can see themselves in one of those people, either the abused or the abuser. And I think a lot
yeah.
of people are, like for me, like I was in a toxic relationship. You were in a toxic relationship, and you can go, finally, someone is getting justice,
Yeah.
because it is very alienating. It's torment, and to finally say, good, finally a deceptive abuser is being punished. Finally, they are getting their just desserts.
Yeah.
Finally, justice is being served. And I think that's why people are so interested in it, because we've all been there. We've all stuck our dick in crazy. And now it's okay.
Yeah.
It's funny, the fucking memes that are coming out, like, oh, I pledge to pay, like, the IRS. I pledge to pay them my taxes.
Oh my God, right? That made me so mad during that one part because she's just like, well, did you donate blah 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 or 3 point whatever million to this place? I pledged it. No. Did you donate? Da 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 da. I pledged it. And then okay. Did you donate any of your own money, 3 point whatever million dollars to blah 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 blah? No. I pledged it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she just kept going on, and like, she kept like talking over Camille as well. Like, she would all of a sudden be like, "I pledged it." Well, that's what you do. Like, when you buy a home, you do this, you do that, and she's like talking to the jury and just kind of going on, and she's like, Miss Heard, and like trying to like get her. Okay, yes or no? Like, AKA, shut the fuck up, stop talking. Like, yes or no? Was it your money?
Yeah.
No. Okay, yay, I pledged it. Okay. That's how things work. Fuck. Let's do this shit.
Yeah. You don't pledge when you buy a house, dum dum. You also don't say I'm going to do something. And like I said, I ended up posting on Twitter, like, pledging and donating are two different things, Amber.
Well, yeah, but then she blamed that on Johnny. Well, yeah, I haven't actually been able to fulfill my obligation because my ex-husband sued me. He's suing me.
Yes.
Well, you don't have your own money?
16.
You've made movies. I'm sure you got your own money.
No, are you kidding me? It all went up her nose. And that was one thing I really found interesting too. Like, do you see that trans person Io? Did you see that test in the recorded deposition?
Wait, he's trans?
That's a chick.
Really? Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I'm actually I'm looking at a picture of him right now. Well, no, I was actually just watching this one. Okay, so to anybody watching, this is the IO person here. But no, I was watching that. I'm just near the end of it. Where the next person that they're going to be talking to comes on, but I didn't see that person. Like, this is literally just at the end. But the funny thing is, okay, so I remember somebody saying something about trans, but I didn't realize it was him. He sounded like a gay guy to me, not a I didn't anyway, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But not like it makes a difference, nor do I care. But the funny thing is that like even they were asking,
dig in that ditch, baby.
I know.
Come on.
You know, see, and this is how society has turned us, right? Because I know for a fact that I don't care about things like that. I'm not a racist person, da 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 da. But it's like now you have to overcompensate yourself, right? Because you're like, oh God,
Do we need to pull up the clip?
someone's going to think that I'm racist or I hate transgenders or something like that. So I was like, no. Okay, I don't. Oh my God. You know what I mean? You just have to be so careful.
We
And
need
it's
to pull
super
up the
annoying.
clip.
The what?
We need to pull up the clip.
The clip? You're weirdly frozen right now. You're in this like, face.
So that's what I'm saying.
No. Oh, that. Yeah, you little shit. So actually, well, you know what? Actually, where the fuck is that clip? Let's see what my husband did to me today. Little shit.
It made me laugh.
All right, just bear with the spinny thing here.
We're offensive. You damn right we're offensive. We're here. We're
Offensive.
queer.
We're offended. You're offended. Because my wife and co-host smells like burnt toast.
Or are you playing it?
Yeah, I smell like burnt toast, but just wait. There's more coming.
LL. Jeff W. Amber's pledge is like George Costanza's
So
donating.
this is
to the
Rakeda Law,
Human
who we've
Fund
been
in
watching all day with
Seinfeld.
the live footage. He's the lawyer that Tyler's talked about.
Agramontis says Amber's body movements and expressions are coming off like
I'm sure you could jump ahead.
Dolores in Westworld, and it's creeping me out.
It's almost there.
We're offended. You're offended. Says also tell her to stop being racist. No. Volpe
That's
Fox.
my
This
favorite
lady.
part, though. Also, tell her to stop being racist. No. High five, Ricada. That was the best. But I mean, okay, so regardless, okay, so when he's talking, they're asking. I guess
Has
these
she
are.
ever done drugs?
I guess these are pre-recorded, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a deposition. So a deposition is when the lawyers are allowed to ask questions. Like the plaintiff and the defendant's lawyers can both ask questions.
Okay, because I'm like, why aren't I hearing any objections? But anyway, I feel like she was feeding him some of these questions, or answers. But anyway, so they're like asking, like, okay, have you ever seen Johnny essentially like hurt her or something like that? And then he starts kind of going on and on about all the different kind of drugs that he's done and that he can be really mean and nasty. And it's like nobody is asking, okay, well, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by mean and nasty? Like, what has he done that you're going to label him as mean and nasty? And then it is like an hour later into this freaking thing, then he starts finally kind of talking more about, okay, well, he could say these hurtful things, those hurtful things. He can get jealous.
But in
and
the
then
same generality.
yeah, but then they're just like, okay, so you've never actually seen Johnny be physical with her and hit her. Correct. Okay. Now, in turn, have you seen Amber, be mean and nasty towards Johnny? Yes. Okay. So have you seen her pick fights or whatever? Yes. And then right away, but it's on a different level. Well, what do you mean it's on a different level? Has she or has she not been volatile and mean towards him? And you could see just the look on his face like, yes. Like, like obviously he's not lying about it, but it's like, okay, dude, like, you can't protect her.
Well, no, but this is, no, I think he was trying to.
Yeah.
And this is also, like, depositions can be hours. Like,
yeah.
I think a comment was made that this is 1 hour of an 8-hour.
Yeah.
So I'm sure after hour 3, 4, you're like, fuck, and just shut up. But he was saying that she's never done drugs. He's only seen her do drugs twice. And she doesn't have an addictive, like, she's not an addict.
Right.
But then he was saying, like, oh, she'd drink a bottle of wine every single day. Or,
a $500
and then
wine.
her oh, but then even in when Camille was questioning her, like, oh, your wedding, you had like mushrooms and ecstasy and weed, and but I thought you don't do drugs. And
Oh, it's for the guests. But it's literally right on the freaking wedding plans. Like, it's in the itinerary. Like, this is the things that they're going to be doing.
Yeah.
So they literally have, booze, drugs, stuff like that. But yet she's saying, oh, well, I told Johnny I wanted him to be sober. And, like, I was trying to, keep him away from drugs. But yet you're going to put drugs in your wedding. That makes sense. You're trying to, a person who's been an addict since he was 14 years old, you're going to then in turn on their wedding be like, no, I want you sober, but you're going to be surrounded by drugs.
yeah,
Like, you're literally setting him up to fail.
well, and the funny thing is, not like haha, but he's full out said, yeah, I've done it. And even that Io said that he became a monster. Well, what's a monster? Only person who has actually said that the monster that he becomes is him.
Yeah.
No one else has actually said anything like, well, what does he do? Oh, well, he becomes paranoid, and it's more like character traits as opposed to, well, in one instance he had done blah, 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 blah. It was like after like 20 minutes of this person talking, finally say, oh, well, he's paranoid because, his mom treated him like shit. and all this type of stuff.
Well, yeah,
Which,
and even that comment, sorry, even the comment about the mom, about how, because she's like, well, what did he say about the mom and Amber being alike? Oh, okay. Well, he made a comment about his mom used to treat him like shit. He doesn't need another woman in his life being a bitch and treating him like shit.
yeah.
How is that bad? And okay, then there was one other thing before I forget. And he's like, oh, well, did he say anything else to you? Sorry if anybody else heard that. I hit the mic.
Yeah, stop it.
Sorry.
Face.
I'm sorry. He had made a comment where he's just like, yeah, at the wedding, I had talked with Johnny, this IO guy. He said, I talked with Johnny and at the wedding, and he had made a comment. Well, I guess now that I'm married now, I can punch her in the face and no one will say anything. Right? Now, I understand how something like that could sound really bad, but it's like, okay, it's being probably taken completely out of context. And it's like, what was the tone of voice? How many times, anybody who's actually been watching us since we first put out the podcast, how many times has this guy here threatened to like, I'm going to punch her in the face or I'm going to beat her or something like that? We do it all the time. We literally go in public and joke about shit like that. Like we say crazy things to each other. It's not like he actually punches me in the face. He's just saying it, you know?
I know better. I know better. You hit him in the arms.
No, he also knows better because I know how to kill somebody and hide the body and never get caught.
Yeah, sure. No, but
Watch a
one
lot of true
thing,
crime.
when Heard's lawyer was trying to ask questions, after that, you could see she was fucked. Like, F-U-K fucked.
We're talking after Camille had her chance with her, right? Or had her time with her?
And it was just objection leading, objection foundation, objection, speculate, hearsay. It was just over and over. And you could see the lawyer, like she even
Tripping on her
says,
words.
I'm trying. She says, I'm trying. It's like, I don't know how to save this.
Well, and the funny thing is you could see Camille, she was getting so mad too. Because literally every time she'd open her mouth, she's like, objection, hearsay, objection, feeding the witness, objection. And like you could see at one point she was like, objection.
Yeah. She's like,
hearsay, blah, blah, blah. And she just starts listing it off. And it was just so funny because you could see how irritated she was. And Judge, can you please remind the defendant not to be answering? Because she'd answer, Camille would object, and Amber's fucking flapping her mouth right away, talking to the freaking jury when there's already been an objection. Shut up.
Oh, it was
comical.
Like I said, there were some things, that Nick had brought up that I agree with about, calling these people out. Okay, so who was his friend, the friend that had the goatee? It was super nice. Everyone fucking liked him. I can't remember his name.
The older guy?
Like, okay, so
I don't remember his name either, but yeah, he was funny.
Everyone here's a liar. And, at least paint that picture. Okay, so this whole world, it has, it's like a standalone complex kind of thing. Like in the literal sense of a standalone complex, not like standalone complex is a bunch of individuals seemingly to work in concert for one thing. It's just by chance, but the world is against you. But seeing how flustered her lawyer got, trying to save her ass, like how? And Amber starts talking about, well, I was talking to this person. Okay, well, objection. You can't just say without testimony that you spoke to someone when this hasn't been admitted. We don't have any way of verifying this. Like I can say to you, I was talking to the guys at work today, and they said I'm a fantastic person. I would never do that type of thing. And all the charity work that I do, and they can verify that I'm a fantastic person. I don't have a bad bone in my body.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but who's okay? Can we verify that? Because it's quite the contrary. Is the text messages of the please don't leave, and I just want to talk, and I'm gonna die. and all this stuff,
Well,
and
and
how
even
she spun that.
well, and even after the whole, oh my god, the way that she was spinning things was literally just like, wow. Like, but like even after the whole Australia thing where she was blaming him for doing the horrendous things that she was saying with bottles and so forth and getting all cut with glass, yet she's the one literally in their love book, their love journal, saying like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you." Da 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 da, and they're
Yeah.
like questioning her about that, and she's like, "Well, it's just I'm just so used to that, just apologizing just to try to make it better." I'm sorry if somebody did that to me, the things that you're claiming that he did to you, I wouldn't be apologizing for anything. What the hell would I be apologizing for? I'd be like, "You're a piece of
Well,
shit." Like,
yeah.
no.
I fucked you with a Maker's Mark bottle.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh,
our new strap on.
yeah. And then the whole phone thing. It's funny because they show like a picture and she's like, "Yeah, where the phone is like here, it's like it'd be just behind where the picture is being taken." And it's funny because Camille's just like convenient. Like, "Oh, it's convenient." And then, "Oh, look, the bed's all messed up." And, "Oh, is that a pocket knife there? Is that yours?" Like, it's
Yeah,
just,
because she had
oh,
like like I don't do that. I don't like walk on glass and like, lay on it, and I don't do that for fun, but my assumption would be if I cut myself on glass, it's not as straight. Like if you cut yourself, washing glasses or something and the cup breaks and you go, "Oh fuck." It's not a straight line. It's like it curves. Like glass is jagged. Like it's going to fuck you up.
well,
She had no cuts, no nothing. She had one straight line on her arm, a straight line.
no, 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 no. It wasn't one straight line. It was a couple. It was like a slit and then a slit. They were like 2 right beside each other, perfect straight lines. And it's like that wouldn't happen if you were actually on glass. Like you said, it would be normally funky shape, but let's just say for the sake of argument, she moved her arm like this or something like that or was pushed on it and it cut her in a perfect straight line. There would also be other little indents, other little marks all around, little scars and stuff because glass would get stuck in there. It wouldn't just make 2 perfect straight lines and that's it. It wouldn't happen unless
Well,
you
and
purposely did that.
even with the, because she had even complained, said that the police reports were that
They
the
were what?
police that the police reports there were 2 officers that had attended,
Yeah, yeah.
2 or 3, and she said, "Oh well, they didn't think that I sustained any injuries." So they're lying too.
Yes.
Like to be fair, I don't trust cops as far as I could fucking throw them.
Okay, but if they
But
if they seen a phone smashed to smithereens and broken glass and stuff all over the place, you think they'd be like, okay, clearly something happened here. But they had said they went there. She said she didn't want to press charges. They said nothing. She wasn't hurt. They looked around. There was nothing out of place. There was nothing that made it look like there was any sort of like struggle or anything. So they asked again, okay, are you wanting to press charges? No? Okay.
oh wait, no. When did that happen?
Oh, that was a while ago. I remember hearing from the cops. It wasn't in this particular one. I think it was like when Johnny was on the stand, I think. Or was it?
Oh, okay.
Or I don't
Well,
even
no, because I'm
remember.
talking about like today's kind of thing. Oh no, it was just enlightening to see just how somebody will twist things in order to paint themselves in a positive light like this, because it it was not favorable by any stretch. Like I said, I don't give a fuck about them either way. I think celebrities' opinions are like fucking useless. You get played to act, or you get paid to play, or paid to act. Oh, but you're seeing the, oh, okay, so this is how somebody that's manipulative, someone that is borderline personality disorder, someone that is narcissistic, and you see such a dichotomy Like when she is being asked, and all of a sudden when her lawyer is asking her questions,
Oh, I know.
immediately like she starts putting on the cry face.
Oh, when her IO was talking and they were like showing her, you could see like all of a sudden it looked like she was starting to tear up a little bit. She looked all sad when she was listening to him speak, but yet stone cold. And the funny thing is, too, not only was she just like straight faced the whole time when this girl's asking her questions, every time, like when she started getting cut off and told, like, you need to stop talking, like yes or no, da 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 da. And you could see all of a sudden she just turned. She went from just having this conversation to all of a sudden, eyebrows go up and just kind of like that. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And then she'd ask a question. She'd be like, yeah, that was part of the smear campaign. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like,
Yeah.
oh.
Like everything was.
Now everybody lies. Everybody lies. The cops lied, his friends lied, the lawyers lied, everybody else who's on his payroll lied. Johnny's lying. He had a smear campaign for her, when her ex-wife or whatever charged her from before they were even together. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, okay.
Well, so the next, I guess, defamation, deposition that they were showing was an ex-friend of Amber's. And one thing they had asked is, why are you and her no longer friends? And she kind of avoided the question. But it ended up getting brought out that they ended up getting into a physical altercation because she was trying to find something and she couldn't find it. So her and Amber ended up getting into blows or a shoving match, and they stopped being friends.
And are we talking about her ex-wife or just one of her friends?
One of her friends.
Oh, her best friend at the time? Justine or whoever, or Raquel or something? Is that who we're talking about?
Yeah, Raquel. Raquel Pennington. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I thought it was the MMA fighter, but it's not Raquel. It's a different Raquel Pennington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she had brought up that they're no longer friends because they got into a physical altercation. Fuck you. That's what you get for cutting me off. But no, I was saying that it seems quite consistent with other with all the recordings and everything. And I think there was one recording that she had, and I think Johnny Depp's his mother was just admitted into the hospital, or I think I don't remember the particulars of why he was pissed off, but he was just slamming cupboards, and
His mom just died.
She started. Oh, is that what it was?
Yes.
But then she started interjecting herself, like, "Why are you doing this?" Or like she started to make it about her, like, "Hey, fucko,
Well,
it's not about you."
Yeah, what happened? Everything was fine this morning. We woke up, we snuggled a bit, blah, blah, blah. Everything was fine. What's going on?
That's no, shut the fuck up. No, because she said I wasn't hitting you, or I wasn't arguing, or I wasn't fighting you. She said something like that.
We weren't fighting this morning.
She said, or I didn't hit you. No, like she made like her, it was herself doing something. And I don't know if people caught that in that exchange. Like she has said, like, I wasn't trying to hit you or something like that. And I immediately went, why is this about you? But also, why would you say that? Like it was 6 o'clock in the morning, and we aren't. I haven't hit you yet, or something to that effect. And it sounds so like, why would you say that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't.
And the sad thing is too, like she's sitting there and she's so concerned with her stupid phone camera. Like she like puts it down and then quickly put the cup in front of it, and then kind of move the cup, and then okay, well he's over here now. Now I'm gonna shift it a little bit over here. And then he comes over and pours himself some wine and then finds it. He's like, oh, you're recording me and stuff like that, and then grabs the phone and throws it, which is exactly what I would have done too. To be completely honest, like what are you doing? Like I'm in a bad mood. Something just happened. What?
they agreed to that, like their argument of recording it and trying to work through it.
Well, I know that they agreed to recording each other, but I mean, the thing is, it's not like she's just holding it there. Like she's hiding it. Like, so it just seems so suspicious. And the thing is, like, okay, his mom just died. Who, like, honestly, that's all I could think of is if something were, God forbid, were to happen to one of my parents or one of your parents, I couldn't imagine us just be sitting there like, oh, 100% we're going to be fucking slamming shit and whatever. We're going to be so upset and mad and hurt and just angry. And, like it's, those are the stages of grief. It's what happens. You know what I mean? And it's just, oh, I don't know. And, you know, oh, that was another thing too with that thing. Sorry, I was like, where am I going here? There's too many things that I want to like blah about. But with that too, that was one of the videos that got leaked to TMZ that they were talking about. And she's like, oh, I didn't leak that to TMZ. Well, then how were they the ones that first got that video? Like they were the first ones that got that video and it was your video on your phone. And they had the rights to that video.
I don't know how. Yeah. I don't know how.
Why would I do that?
Then, my lawyers did that. Okay, but would you not instruct, like, if a lawyer did that, like, hey, I'm taking this and I'm gonna pocket it, maybe, but to risk your license, to risk everything for what, 50 grand? Like, I'm sorry, a lawyer will make 50 grand in 3 months.
Oh yeah, especially a lawyer that's for like the stars and shit like that. 100%. They make a lot of
getting paid.
Oh yeah. Like it made absolutely no sense at all. Why would I do that? Like, what would I have to gain by that? To make the guy look bad and to make you look like a victim. That's what you have to gain. To make you look like, perfect Amber. She's getting.
It's because of her work, the how she colluded, and I think 100%. ECLU in order to try and concoct this story in order to, Me Too, make him look bad. And then weird, L'Oreal dropped her if she was a victim of abuse. Why would L'Oreal say no? Like, hey, we support women. L'Oreal is geared towards women.
Well, because it was part of the smear campaign. It was all the smear stuff that they were putting all over the place. If you don't believe me, just Google my name. You'll see. Like that was her response to the freaking jury. They can't Google your name. I'm sure that they do, but legally they're not supposed to. Okay. 2, it's funny too, because there was another lie. I don't know. Ricada didn't mention it, and I don't know if anybody else had caught it either. But in one point, like when they were talking about her ex-wife, about how she was, whatever they called the cops or whatever, and there was charges laid on her for domestic abuse with her. She's like, no, that's not true. I never assaulted or hit my wife or anybody else. But there's a recording of her even saying, I didn't punch you, I hit you. She's literally saying, I've never hit anybody. But yet there's recording of you admitting to hitting somebody.
No, but the thing is, like, I think you can go back and you can see a lot of what she was saying. Like, all the testimony is not favorable to her. So, if I think people can go, well, but we have recording. So I don't think that was really like a necessary thing to point out. Like, I know that there were some people that would, like, every single time something was said, they'd, but this, but this, but this. It's like, okay, we get it. Kind of shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, it was quip after quip instead of, kind of giving the, okay, well, like, this is how the law system operates, and you kind of see it, and yeah, like, I think if you were paying attention to any of this, well, no, she full on admitted to hitting him. She said even flat out, like, when he went to hit my sister, well, weird, because there was never a Red Bull that was chucked at someone or at his doctor. Like, there's a lot of inconsistencies, and now, like, you've been working on this lie for 6, 7, 8 years.
Yes, that was another thing they mentioned in the thing too. They're like, you've been sitting on this for 6 years. You've had this much time to literally come up with your story for it. And you still
Yeah.
fucked up. Sorry. You still fucked up. But do they even have
No,
like I didn't watch a lot of the old ones with Amber before they started doing the cross-examination. Did they have witnesses that came up like her sister or friends or something like that? Oh my God, literally you froze going. But
I'm mimicking your frozen face right now.
oh, well, it's a good thing it didn't freeze on this end for the people. Only you face froze. Oh my God, I can talk. Your face froze. But like, did she have anybody like her sister? Like, has her sister come up and testified and saying like, yeah, I got Red Bull thrown at my face and shit like that? Like, has any of that even happened?
I don't think so.
And even Franco.
Because
Sorry.
well, what no, I don't think any of them have.
No, which is kind of
I don't
funny
think there's any sworn testimony.
because if something were to happen to my sister and her husband or boyfriend or whatever assaulted me or tried to assault me and my sister stepped in, you better believe I'd be standing up there being like, yeah, he's a piece of shit. I was there, this happened, da 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 da. I'd be defending her, you know? But if not even her sister has gone up on the stand to, vouch for her and stuff like that, to me that says a lot. Like that speaks volumes as it is. But even like the Franco thing, like they had showed the video about how she got him. He had come over. They were in the elevator, da da da, and he like nuzzled his head up against her. But then
Yeah.
she claims like, well, he touched her face first, and then he nuzzled into her because her face was all damaged and stuff. When the hell did he touch your face? I've seen that video like a bajillion times. I didn't see him caress your face at any time. There was nothing.
Well, but even the angle that they're at, like their backs are to the camera, and it's weird because
Conveniently.
and like Io had said, well, he gets paranoid and thinks that she's cheating on him. Well, he was off doing a movie shoot, and what, James Franco fucking slips in to get a couple rounds in on her for a couple days. Like, you see how big that backpack is? I don't think that was just filled with condoms and dildos.
I mean, unless it was one hell of a, like a party.
Oh, maybe. I don't know, but that backpack was jam
It really
full.
was.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm interested, because to be fair, I already know Johnny Depp's story. Like, you hear it once, okay, well, I really have no interest in anything more, but it's more the seeing how much of a lie, like that's what the spectacle is. Like, how far can she try and twist this that everyone else looks bad?
Yeah.
Where her, like I said, her psychologist doesn't have information, and she tried to say, oh well, but it said male on it instead of female. Well, it's just dictated. Like it's just like you just speak to a microphone and you recount what you wrote down. So it's
Well, there were so many things too that like when she's like, well, you said this to your psychiatrist or whatever. Well, yeah, like why when it says like I'll never change or something like that, or why can't I change or whatever. Well, yeah, it was
Yeah.
to leave the relationship. Right. I'm sure that's what it was. Yeah. But there's been so many
Yeah.
little things that they've caught her in these lies. Well, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Okay, can we please go to page blah 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 blah? Can you please read to me what it says here? Like, yeah, did say it, bitch.
Well, but like I was saying, like this is a bigger implication of, like I said, the Me Too movement. The ECLU no longer fights for civil liberties. That's their name, the Civil Liberties, or American Civil Liberties Union.
Okay.
And they used to be proponents of holding people to account that were disingenuous, but then they got roped into the whole Me Too thing, and now like And this whole thing tarnishes real victims of assault, of rape. Because it's weird. Like, and I've said before, the way she acts, the way that these stories are portrayed, like even on her side, I'm not going from Johnny Depp, from her own side. Those seem very inconsistent with someone that is abused.
Yes.
And so now what? The ACLU was trying to extort money out of Johnny Depp through Amber Heard, and she became an ambassador for the ACLU for battered women or whatever stupid fucking thing,
Right.
where she swindled fucking Elon Musk out of $700 or $500,000 to make a donation in her name to the ACLU. Like, what the fuck?
Well,
Mind
and
you, that's money that has to go to taxes anyways, so might
yeah.
as well throw it somewhere than at the government. But if I had to take a pick between smear campaign and life destroying or the government, surprise, I might actually say the government. Holy fuck.
What? That is surprising for you.
Yeah, like if the ACLU is less than the government, and they come out and I think this is the same group that has the hate symbols where like the OK is considered white power, even though fucking it's a troll, but they're too stupid. Like they don't understand satire and making a mockery of things.
That makes me want to
Oh,
bang my head
you're
up against a wall. It's funny you're mocking me right now for a face that apparently I froze for you, and you're frozen like that on my end right now. It's hilarious.
No, I did that on purpose. I was
Yeah, you were stuck like that. Oh my god. I don't know. It's just like there's so much, and the thing is, you made a really good point earlier too. That like, okay, if she's a victim, then why did L'Oreal all of a sudden get rid of her? Why is there no contract for Aquaman 2 for her? Why is there was something else that was gone too? Why are all these things gone for you if you're the victim? Like I
yeah.
I think somebody out there might have a brain and be like, yeah, something's not making sense here.
No,
Something's just not adding
her
up.
name's bad. Your name's bad. Like with how many people that she tried to pull into this, I think a lot. Like I said, L'Oreal, the shampoo makeup company, L'Oreal dropped her. Why?
Yeah, that's
Like
what I'd like
if
to
you
know.
are if you're a real victim, she has done more damage to not only her ex-husband, but also to all the women that are now going to have to climb this mountain and be scrutinized heavier. This is why, like, the Nazi thing, the the Me Too thing. No, oh, you call everyone a Nazi. Okay, well then actual Nazis, people that are actual white supremacists, yeah, well then that loses meaning. If you call everyone a racist, oh well, I had a bad date and I was raped. Well, that's not rape.
Yeah.
One in 4 women are raped.
I
Like
was
they've brought that number, which is supposed to be, it's 1 in 10. 1 in 10 women have some type of uninvited sexual advance,
yeah, but
like whether a guy slaps her ass or whatever. 1
well,
in 10. Because of this Me Too, it's gone down to 1 in 4.
well,
So
yeah,
if I
because
look at you,
yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, well,
what?
yeah, because like it has turned into okay, well, if you and I were to have sex and I was drunk and then wake up the next morning and regret it because oh shit, I was drunk. What the hell did I do? Then I can sit there and go, well, you took advantage of me because I was drunk. I'm calling rape. Like because they've changed the meanings of things. They've literally
Not even, you've gone too far. Even if you had a date and I kissed you and you didn't like how the date turned out,
that's
accuse him of rape.
right. Who was that
I
guy?
can't remember which yeah, there was a guy that he was a journalist.
No, there was also a guy, it was a Cuba Gooding Jr., I think was just recently put on trial. Like there was one that was an actual rape charge, but the thing is, there was before that in the article that I was reading that we had talked about, he had kissed somebody, and it was uninvited, like or I didn't consent. That's it. I didn't consent to him kissing me, or he didn't ask my permission. That's what it was. He didn't ask my permission before he kissed me. Who the fuck does that? Every time I kiss you, I don't ask for your permission. I'm just like, kiss me, bitch, and then you're like, get off me, and then I'll freaking smother you.
Well, but this does like those type of things, because like as you know, even just the accusation of rape is enough to tank someone's career in anything. You are
Yep.
untouchable, and I don't mean in the mafioso type of way. No one wants to work with you because of just the accusation. Even if you were acquitted of it, you were found innocent. You didn't do this.
Still there.
It's your name alone. When people search, if people search Tyler and it goes, oh, well, he was accused of raping Kim in 2010 or whatever. Like, that's what's going to pop up.
Well, actually, good example of that is actually the guy from Five Finger Death Punch. I remember when I started listening to them, you were like, oh, that guy's a woman beater and stuff like that, and da-da-da, he's a piece of shit. And then I happened to look up the story.
I just got that feeling.
And then
I just got that. Just something about him said that he loves to beat women.
Well, I mean, maybe, but I happened to like look it up, and it was one of those cases that, okay, that yes, that has tarnished his name 100%, but it was one of those cases that went to trial. It went nowhere. Like there was no proof. There was no nothing. Like it didn't actually go anywhere. So the chances of it actually being bullshit, it's a 50-50 chance in my opinion. But but that's the thing, because he was accused for it one time. Sorry, your face froze weird again. Because he was accused for it the one time, now it's like I mentioned him to you, and right away that was the first thing that popped into your head. Well, he's a piece of shit. He beat his ex-wife or whatever it was.
No, I never said that. I said he looks like someone that beats the shit out of women. And then when you searched it up, you said, oh, look at this accusation. I said, well, I'm not surprised because he looks like.
Yeah. So
that was it. I get that. I got that vibe that, if he was drunk and his woman was saying, why didn't you take out the garbage? And he goes, fuck off, bitch.
Right. Smash the TV and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing.
Honey, I made you a beautiful dinner. Fuck you, whore. I just get that feeling. Whether it's true or not, it's just a vibe, I guess.
This is the vibe. But that's the thing too. Okay, so you said that. That's right. You corrected me. You're correct.
Or some
you're right. You're always right. I get it. Yeah. You're all right because you got a dick. Yeah. Okay. So, but okay, when I Googled his name and I happened to put in like assault or whatever, right away it comes up with these things like, well, he's being charged with domestic abuse and blah, 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 blah. Like all these articles come up, right? So if people were to just look at headlines like so many people do, they'd be like, aha, see, woman beater. But I happen to look more into it because I'm like, really? With all the good shit that he does, like, well, maybe not does, but like the stuff that they sing about and stuff like that. And they're so very much about like
in their place.
They're no. Like they're so very much about like giving thanks and gratitude towards soldiers and police officers and stuff like that. Like there seems to be a really good heart in there. You know what I mean? And I'm like, really? Is he really a piece of shit? I'm not going to deny the fact that, yeah, he looks a little rough around the edges. He looks like somebody who can just freaking take you out. But, maybe that's just his look.
You're telling me he doesn't look like a guy that if he was in a bar and someone pushed him, even by accident, he wouldn't turn around and go, what'd you fucking touch me for? Come on. He's got like Napoleon
to a guy, yeah.
complex.
To a guy, yeah, 100%. Pitbull. He reminds me of a pitbull.
Oh, or a girl.
I don't know if he'd actually hit them. He might call him a bitch or a slut, but I don't know if he'd actually hit them. We're going off topic here. But yes, 100%. They're just a case in point. Like the thing is, this is always going to be remembered. You're going to Google search Johnny's name. Like when he becomes all of a sudden he wins this trial, because I'm really, I got some good feelings. I'm really hoping that he wins this. But the people are still going to
I
remember him
wasn't
for that.
Johnny Depp. If his PR team is good enough, and there's been some shady shit going on with Amber's side. Like, there's been a lot. Like, I was just seeing a thing from Washington Post is Depp's lawyer tries to discredit Amber Heard. Tries to?
Oh, she
That's a
did.
fucking understatement. Amber discredited herself long before, her Depp's lawyers got to her.
I
But
think at that point, when Amber's lawyer came back up and was asking all these questions, and Camille kept like, I objection, objection, objection. And then finally at the end, she's just like, she's sitting there like humming and hawing for a while, and then I have no further questions. And like left. I think Camille should have like stood up and just like, boom, mic drop.
oh, she did. She did as soon as she said, "Oh, in the airport, the allegations that you beat your ex-wife." And that was it. And she goes, "Well, I can't remember exactly how she ended it, but it was that showing that accusation that you have a history of abuse. You
Yeah.
like to abuse people.
Yeah.
No, nothing more." Oh,
And he hasn't
no,
been
but
accused before, but yet she has. Interesting.
well, yeah, and even all his ex-wives have said like, no, like he's like we just didn't get along, or like it was like it was like the drug abuse was the problem. It wasn't like
Yep.
he was like beating the shit out of them or anything like that. It's just
Yeah.
he's a drug abuser.
Yeah, which is something he hasn't denied. And that's the thing too, like when they were talking to IO, and that's all he's
Yeah.
doing is talking about the different substances he's using and this and that and da da da. Okay, well, this isn't under trial here. Like, he has outright admitted that he abuses drugs, and he's done this and he's done that, and he has a problem, and he's been doing it since he was X age, and da 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 da. Like, he's admitted to all this. That's not what's on trial here. Have you seen him hit her? And the thing is, they let him go on and on and on about this for so long without.
You have to.
Just so annoying.
Like, and I shouldn't say you have to, but her lawyer let him just kind of talk.
Oh yeah, word vomit everywhere.
But yeah, which that gives ammunition to both sides of it.
Yeah,
So but I'm interested to see how this will play out because
me too.
I think I said earlier when we first had talked about this was all they have to prove is that he hit her.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why like he has such a mountain to climb.
Yeah.
Because if he did, okay, well then those, maybe to the extent of the stories and everything, like if they can show like, hey, you are untrustworthy, which I think she's done a fantastic job of proving everyone that she is not trustworthy.
Uh-huh.
That calls everything into question. And I guess as the expression goes, even in the mouth of a liar, the truth becomes doubtful. So unfortunately, everything you say now is tainted, and especially after how this this series or how today's went.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, like how that went, and
Yeah.
like how do you salvage that? Like if they can salvage this, holy shit, someone's getting a blowjob somewhere.
Right. All I can
Like,
admit,
someone's getting hookers and blow and oh
all the things. All I can imagine
yeah.
literally is her yelling at her lawyer, because like she just kept like getting objected, and then finally she's like, no further questions. Like, that's all I can envision is Amber like screaming at her after, like, what's wrong with
she
you?
did.
And da 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 da. Like
She
100%.
did.
No?
No, she did.
How do you know?
When they went for break, Amber stormed off. And there was even reports of yesterday, like on Monday, that her and her lawyer got into a yelling match.
Oh.
So I don't know the validity of it. That's just what I have heard.
Yeah.
And but even today, so like when she had left the stand and the judge had said, okay, you can go sit with your at your seat. Well, she didn't go to sit with her lawyers and then, the jury gets up and everyone stands up and the jurors walk out and then, everyone can leave for their little 15-minute recess.
Yeah.
No, she left. He walked right out. I guess a bailiff was
Felicia.
trying to escort her back to her seat, and she just walked to the door. You see her slam the door open and walk out. So she knew, like I said, the second in that deposition where she says, I didn't want him to find out from TMZ, and oh,
Yeah. Busted.
it was right there. Right there, she knew she was fucked, and then she hit her with the other one that you beat your ex-wife in a what was it, a Washington airport or LA airport,
Something like
wherever the
that.
fuck it was. I don't really care, but in an airport, and you have police records confirming it. You have like I said, if they could admit it, it'd be the police records plus the police records from Australia, like all of this stuff saying
Yeah.
you are the aggressor.
Well, and the
Oh.
thing is too, like I was thinking as well, okay, with the whole thing in Australia, if there was a phone, a ornamental vintage phone that apparently he smashed to smithereens, would there not be somewhere a bill or something for like room service, like not even room service, but like room damages and stuff like that they could have obtained, showing that, hey, this was actually
No,
broken and you need to repay it? Because like if we go to a hotel room and trash it, we're getting billed for that shit.
no, they rented a house, and the thing is, they don't dispute that there were bottles broken. They don't dispute that there was an altercation. You don't like Heard's team or Depp's team does not dispute that. They don't say, yeah, absolutely there was an altercation. That what they have to show is who was the aggressor. That's what they have to prove. But she was saying that there were so many broken bottles. And what I find interesting, so she took pictures and she said, "Oh, well, it was already cleaned up." What do you What you mean? Like the maids come in, like they sweep everything, like they only sweep up a portion of it.
Yeah.
Like that's what you pay for someone to do half a job, or do like just to leave broken glass all over the floor,
Yeah.
and like that doesn't. What the fuck?
Well, even the whole mirror thing. Like, okay, you're saying that he wrote all this and including the red. When I was looking, like me just looking, who is like, I'm not a professional, I'm a nobody, right? When I'm looking at the mirror and I'm looking at the black writing and then I'm looking at the red writing, it's different writing. It's not the same writing. The way that things are shaped, it's not the same. And it's funny how when Johnny's lawyer, whoever it was, took a picture of the mirror, well, part of it's smeared, but yet the picture that Amber took wasn't. And it's funny how she took a picture of the mirror, but didn't take a picture of any of the damage. She didn't take a picture of herself that was apparently damaged. Nothing. But yet they have that recording of her even saying like, oh, tell him I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt him and all this other stuff when his finger got fucked. Yeah.
What I found amazing. So on one of the mirrors, it says, "Ask Carly Simon. I think she knows better, babe."
Carly Simon said it best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was just so funny because even when Camille was questioning her, she goes, "Oh, maybe you should ask Carl Simon." And
Carly.
Amber goes, "I don't know what that is."
That
Or
was
whatever,
so
Carly Simon.
funny. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you should, just like Carly Simons, right? I don't know what that means. Right. Fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
mean, I know.
Well,
I'm like, I didn't watch a lot of the on like when they were questioning just Johnny or questioning just Amber, like their sides where there wasn't the opposition asking questions. I didn't watch a lot of that stuff because it's too, for me, it was really boring. Like I watched like the highlights of it and stuff like that. But this, I
Mm.
gotta tell you, like literally yesterday, today, I'm fucking watching it. And the thing is, like, they even had yesterday when they finally started doing the cross examination or whatever, it was only an hour and a half because her lawyer was talking all day long. And they were predicting it too. They're like, they're gonna drag this out as long as they possibly can. But to me, this is the more exciting part. And it's just, if it was who anybody who's actually a victim, anybody who's actually endured these things, I would feel absolutely horrible for them being up on stage and people ridiculing them and asking them all these questions. And again, I've mentioned this previous podcast, but for anybody who doesn't know, I watch a lot of true crime stuff. Now, a lot of the true crime stuff that you have, I have seen people up on stands who have PTSD due to certain things and stuff like that. You see the way that they react. You see the way that they act to things, how they answer questions. It is nothing like what she is doing. And you literally see a switch turn in her as soon as like, somebody starts kind of talking down to her and like, no, yes or no. And they're demanding this of her. You can see that switch turn in her where all of a sudden she just gets pissed off and just like, oh yeah. Like you see it. And another thing, true crime wise too, is one thing that they do is they will ask you, okay, give me the events of the story that took place. And then they will tell you or get you to tell it to them backwards. Because somebody who is lying, they're not going to be able to recall it perfectly backwards. They're not going to be able to do it. They'll ask them in a different sequence to see what their answers are.
Um. Okay. Well, I guess that is one technique, but like, it's not uncommon for for like an investigator or something to like they will ask you similar questions differently. Like, well,
Yeah.
what did you spend the $50 on? Oh, I don't know. I bought dinner for me and my wife. Okay. So I'm noticing that there's a $50 there was $50 taken out of your account. What was that used for?
Parking.
You know, but it's it's that similar kind of thing. Like they'll
Yeah.
ask you the same question, they'll word it and they'll just word it differently like a couple of times to see whether
Consistent.
you're yeah. But no, I'm like I said, I'm more coming from the side of a narcissist, a compulsive liar, especially someone that almost reveled in the fact of destroying someone else's life in order to make a buck.
Uh-huh.
Especially someone that you're supposed to like, someone that's supposed to be your best friend. Like your spouse is your ride or die fucking companion. And I don't know, just how I'm seeing this is she wanted to do this. She wanted to get money. It was about money and it wanted to be about fame and fortune.
Yeah. Into making him
And
look
to
like
say
shit.
that, and that's where I say like the ACLU definitely had a hand in this. And with her publishing it and it's, how she published it on Twitter, that's what opened up a lot of this stuff because she had to open her fucking mouth and just said, yeah, I posted this to, I shared it, but I can't remember exactly how she said it. But she said, I retweeted it. I didn't publish it.
Yeah. She says she retweeted
But
it. And then they had even asked her, well, did you contact the New York Times or whoever it was to ask them to change the title of the thing?
right.
And she's like, well, no, I didn't. And I didn't think I had to. Like, why should I?
Yeah, I didn't think it was necessary.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but you can. Like you can tell them, "Hey, this title is super misleading."
Yeah. 100%. And even if she were
Right.
to retweet it, if it had a title on it that I didn't agree with or something, I could even say, like, this is the article that I was in. Um, I don't know. I would even correct the title. Like, this
I don't
isn't the title I would use. I would have, I don't agree with the title or something like that, but this is the article.
yeah. Yeah. So no, I ultimate. That's what I think. I think it has to do with being, well, obviously the narcissism, but I think it has to do that she wanted to be famous. She
Yeah.
wanted to, to have it be all about her. And you know what? I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad that someone is finally getting their just desserts for
Nope.
destroying someone's life. And if the recordings and all the allegations that Depp's side is making, because everyone knows Heard's side. She's the one that wrote the articles about it. She's the one that publicized it. If the allegations that his side is making are true, that is a vile, disgusting, vindictive person.
Oh yeah.
That this person's a mother.
That blows my mind. I didn't even realize she had a kid until one of the things that I had heard from her last week or something like that. I was like, holy fuck, she has a kid. Jesus.
Yeah,
I wonder if she's still with the person that she has a kid with.
probably not. Are you kidding me? Or maybe she's trying to extort them for money too. But
Maybe.
no, I think she's no one will touch her. I think her name is too bad. But
Oh, good. I was muted. She brought this on herself. Like he literally said, like, let's just stop this. Let's whatever. Let's settle this outside of court, this or that. And she didn't want to. She decided to then in turn destroy him. And she even made comments before, I think it was in their love journal or something like that, about like uh destroying him, or it was in a voicemail or something along those lines. I don't remember what it was in, but she had made some sort of comments about that. And it's just like, oh yeah, that's exactly what you're trying to do. So 100% her name should be smeared. She's not a good person.
I don't think smeared. I think the truth should be out and in the open. That's what I think.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
yeah,
So anybody else who is listening out there, leave in the comment section below. Tell us what side you're on. Are you team Amber? Are you team Johnny? And why?
okay. All right, let's get out of here.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to listen to some shit that we got to say today. And hope you had a fantastic day. Hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget, you can check us out in all the places listed in the description box below. I can't tell if you're oh, no, you blinked. I'm like, I can't tell if your face is frozen like that or, but yeah, we will catch you guys tomorrow. Have a great hump day. Bye, guys.